Hey guys, this is Carlos, and we are at the GG Network Media Room, ESGS 2017, brought to you by MSI and Mountain Dew. With me is from Ranida Games. Please introduce yourselves. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Robert Cruz, lead game designer at Ranida Games.
Yeah, I'm Tony Dacayo. I'm the artist for the game.
Cool. So, what do you guys have on your booth right now at ESGS 2017?
So right now we're having a showcase of Bayani, Kanino, Kakampi. It's the fighting game made by Ranida Games. We're also showcasing some of our PBA-related games such as PBA PH Slam and 3-Point Shootout, as well as our other upcoming games like Must Go Up and Peria Kingdom.
Cool. I guess your biggest highlight, which is actually pretty interesting, is that you have a fighting game.
Yes.
It's made here in the Philippines.
Yes, we have the first Filipino-made, Filipino-themed, all made by a Filipino cast fighting game.
And I played it last year. It looked pretty cool. And a pretty cool concept on how your characters are actually conceptualized. Maybe you can explain more of it. Like, for example, like what's your first two characters in the game?
The first two characters we released last year was Joe and Dre.
Right.
Which is inspired by Rizal and Andres Bonifacio.
Andres Bonifacio and Jose Rizal. What was the idea of actually implementing that on your game design once you decided to actually make a fighting game? To include, I guess, our national heroes.
Well, it all transpired during the Genera Luna hype of the movie.
Okay.
Because there was this interview about a kid who doesn't know who's the guy sitting all throughout the movie.
Okay, yeah.
And he didn't know that it was Apolinario Mabini. So it kind of hit me now, why not make something that would help people or kids remember history? So we decided to make a fighting game that it's somewhat trivial, so it helps people remember. So if you hear the word Joe, it's a shortcut for Jose. And we're using the last name of the hero, so Rizal, so Joe Rizal.
Right.
And then Andre, or it's just a slang version of Andres. So Andre Bonifacio. So goes forward with the others. We have Rio Mabini, we have Tonyo Luna, and we have Oria de Jesus. And then we're Lolang Chora, and then Rio Mabini, and Rio.
All of that. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool. Like, that was the first two that you mentioned. You had only two characters last year. Yeah. It worked. It was pretty fun. This year, what do you have on the show floor? How many new characters? What has improved for Bayani?
So, as you mentioned, last year we had two characters.
Yeah.
That would be Joe and Andre. This year we added 5 more characters to the roster. So that would be Leon Aganaldo, Tonyo Luna, Lolang Chora, which is Tandang Sora, and Oria, and Magellan. So as for gameplay changes, last year we showed proof of concept type of thing.
Right.
Where it's a one-button control. You just press one button and it does combos. This year we made huge improvements in the gameplay. It's similar to traditional fighting games wherein you control the type of attack that you have. So now both casuals and pro players alike can enjoy the game, and they can still play the mind games that they do, but still keep it easy for casuals to pick up.
Oh, cool. What is your when it comes to gameplay? What are because there's a lot of fighting games out there. There's a lot of cool fighting games there. They have the specific concept when it comes to doing the moves and everything. What are your unique features in terms of the gameplay?
So we decided on using a sort of weapon-based system wherein the reach, the range, the speed are all based on the weapons.
Oh, so everybody has a weapon?
Yes, everybody has a weapon. And so unlike traditional Street Fighter game, the traditional Street Fighter where they use their fists and legs to fight, we have a more similar game to Soul Calibur, wherein they use weapons for range. But we have a 2D gameplay which is similar to Street Fighter, unlike Soul Calibur.
Right.
So we have various length, speeds, range, and mobility issues based on what weapon that they're using.
That's pretty cool. This is, again, like you mentioned, is I guess for your studio, this is your first time actually tackling this kind of genre.
Yes.
Is it really tough? It sounds tough. It seems pretty tough, like hit detection and all that. I know that.
At first, I think we bit off more than we can chew at first.
Okay.
We really didn't expect fighting games to be that complex, that immersive, and we didn't really know that the crowd was really that into it, so to speak. When we played the demo last year, we were expecting lukewarm responses, and then we were surprised very, very surprised that even the pro scene, the pro players wanted the game.
The FGC here in the Philippines.
They wanted it to be a thing. Yes, they wanted to see more. So we decided, why not cater to them instead?
Oh, perfect,
so all of a sudden, we were just planning a simple fighting game, casual.
Even in mobile.
Oh, okay, you're planning mobile, but now
No, at first we
at
decided
first.
to be at mobile, and then
Got it.
eventually when the team was brainstorming, hey, let's do this full time. I mean, let's go for the high grounds, no? So
Okay.
we went to PC, no? So
So you guys will have the mobile version still, or you're just
we'll
gonna straight up
probably
now?
have a mobile port after the PC release.
Right,
But
okay.
right now we're focusing all of our efforts for it to be released via Steam PC.
for Steam.
Yes.
Okay.
We went from a mobile casual fighting game to a full-fledged PC fighting game. Wherein
That's pretty awesome to hear, yeah.
We're hoping to gather the support of professional fighting game players, but we still want it to be open for casual players as well.
That's pretty awesome. You say Steam, you gotta enter early access program, or are you gonna flat out just what's the current deal for you when it comes to that platform?
Right now, we still haven't talked about what kind of release we're planning.
Okay.
So we haven't really talked if it's going to be an early access or whatnot. Right now, we're focused on development, so I can't really answer anything aside from that.
Okay, so you can say that. Where can we get more information, gameplay footage, all that jazz to see how Bayani plays and everything?
you can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Bayani, Kanino, Kakampi. Just search that and it will pop right in. And you can also follow my art page, Art Tony, on Facebook also. That's where it all started, no? In my art page.
Right.
And then Ranida came in, and then we decided to make it up. So those two are the ones that we kept on updating. So their skill sets that we update. So for example, what you've seen last year is totally different now. If you play the Joe and Dre right now, they're totally different. But not different in the sense of how they move, but more on the skill set that they have. So basically, that's how the game is. And also maybe follow-ups in the future development, some voiceovers, maybe. Actually, we're inviting people who are interested in doing voiceovers or
Right.
even know who does musical scoring.
Right.
Because, that's what, when we're trying to tell people on deadlines or when we're going to release, it's hard to say because what we really want is to make the gameplay really, exciting for everyone
Right.
without all the flaws. Now, it's okay to have a nice background music, okay
Right.
to have a voiceover, but if it's not playable, it's not as smooth as you want it to be, then it's useless. No? So that's why we're focusing more on the gameplay
Right.
first.
Well, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's Ranida Games, Bayani. Guys from the media, any questions for Ranida Games, Filipino fighting game, guys? Q&A. Anybody? Oh, from Miggy. Go.
Hey guys, I've noticed that there are some members of the fighting game community that have been trying your game out, and I'm wondering, is there any substantial feedback that stood out to you from them, seeing as this looks to be your first major fighting game?
Actually, there are a lot of feedback from the pro players. Some of it are more on, we still haven't done this because it's still on the demo, and most of them are, oh nice, that's a very good catch. So we're actually inviting the pro players to come play our game at our booth or come follow us on our Facebook pages, so that we really want their support. For example, we had one person comment about damage and hit stuns, about all those technical stuff that we don't really know because we're not really pro gamers.
Right.
So those are the things that, we did not think about that. Thank you very much. So we've had a lot of those to answer.
So the pro players, especially the community here, will be a very valuable asset in terms
Yes,
of
and
with production.
they have very valuable input to the point that we really want to tap that community.
That community,
and,
right.
It's fortunate that they're very open to us. They're very welcoming, so thank you for that.
All right, there. Any other questions from the media for Bayani? Oh, you have another one. Okay, go.
This game is primarily on PC at the moment, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
PC and then possible mobile port afterwards.
For the mobile port, have you considered making shortcut inputs, like maybe a one-touch execution for special moves?
Based on history, we've looked through various fighting game ports. For example, the Injustice games, the Skull Girls, all of them moved to a different control system in MOBA since the traditional fighting setup of traditional console and arcade boxes doesn't really work on mobile. So we will probably go through that route as well.
Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, but there. Thank you, Ranida Games. If you guys have any more,
Thank you.
If you want to check out like the fighting game, like, local fighting game created here, go on over to Ranida Games with their social media, Facebook, Twitter, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys.